What's up, everybody? You know what I didn't miss about Instagram Live is this weird part where you wait, where you first sign on and then you wait for Sarah to sign on. I don't miss that part. Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, I have to look at requests to find Sarah. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's nice to see some very familiar, oh, okay, I see Sarah. Some familiar names on here. Been a while. Thanks, Emmy. Oh, there's Sarah. Oh, look, Instagram looks different now. There's like these boxes. Thank you. Oh, Sarah's gone. I do feel like I'm having an okay hair day, although I'm going to get my hair cut tomorrow. But we're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk to Sarah about it. I'm going to try to find Sarah again. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, bye, Sarah. Okay. Aloha. Go into a live room. I'm going to wait for Sarah. I feel bad waiting, making you all wait while I wait for Sarah. But, oh, there we go. Okay, view request. Oh, shit, I lost it. Okay, view request. Go live. All right, second time trying to get Sarah. I know, hair always looks the best before you cut it off. Hi.
Hi.
What happened?
I don't know.
I love your background.
Thank you.
It's been a while. When do you know when our last Where Does the Good Grow Instagram Live was?
I don't actually know.
I don't either.
But it wasn't at this location. It wasn't in this garden.
Well, this is the thing. So, big news. We're just going to jump right into it. The first huge, I mean, there's many, many, many things we're going to talk about on this call, but one of the things that we're going to talk about is the fact that you moved.
I did move. Yeah.
There's no more fucking garden.
No, I moved somewhere
No more lawnmower.
No more lawnmower. It's not true that I don't have a garden. I will have some outdoor space to tend to, but it is not happening just yet. We're still sort of in a early stage of development with the garden, so we are not going to see that today. But I did bring some plants into my office / studio workspace, so it wouldn't seem like we weren't in a garden.
Walk us through what happened. I mean, you loved the house. I mean, we had a whole
Yeah.
TV show about your garden. I mean,
Yeah, I did. I do. I love that house.
could you
I don't
not
know what
afford your mortgage anymore? Because
that's not a funny joke. I don't know what to tell you. It's just one of those things we as in like our family, we often move. We are all sort of we're nomadic and we like to try new things and live new places. And there's just something about the pandemic that sped up that timeline for me. I loved the house, but I was ready to live somewhere else. And also I wanted to be more in the city again. I loved being out in the bush wilderness, but I did feel a bit cabin fever at times. And also I what can I say? I just I saw an opportunity. The market is hot,
do
HOT.
you think
So
that
I got out of there.
do you think that seeing a bear in
No,
the backyard had something to do
no,
with it?
no. Although I will say that living in the wilderness, like when nighttime would fall, I would think to myself like, oh, it wasn't time to like go out and do stuff and whatever, which was nice during the pandemic. There was nowhere to go anyways. But now that things are starting to shift back to some kind of normalcy, it's nice. Like when it's dark out. Last night I took my garbage out at like, you were over. We watched the Oscars together, and I took the garbage out after you left, and I did not worry about seeing anything but a garbage panda.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you say a garbage panda, you mean a raccoon?
Yeah, like that's like the worst of it. And then also like not to get really dark, but when you're out in the wilderness, sometimes you're like, can feel like something bad could happen and maybe no one would even know. Whereas like now we're living in a high density area again, like where I can see my neighbors, they can see me. And I don't know, it just feels right.
Okay, so just for
Like how
people
long
who
have we
just
been talking about this? Like let's move
well,
on. I
well,
moved there.
the whole premise of Where Does the Good Grow is that we're in your backyard, so
Oh,
we do have to
people,
explain.
right. And people are asking, I see some of the comments popping up about Bruce, our stepdad building me a deck last summer. This is true, but I did have ulterior motives in that I did think to myself, geez, I'm really enhancing the environment around the house because I'm going to sell this motherfucker, you know?
All right, so you moved. So now
Yeah.
you've got plants. You do have a balcony at your new place.
Yeah.
So you're gonna plant some stuff, but
Yeah. I have some
there's
great, I actually have some plants from Evergreen. Our peony tree, which you may recall last year, Mom gave me for the show, and it did bloom. It looked a bit like dog dick, but it was great, and it's alive, doing great, and it's blooming again on the deck, and I can't wait. Next time we do one of these, I'll show you the deck. I'm not ready just yet. I'm gonna order a barbecue, and I'm gonna like get it a little more jazzed up and exciting, and then I'll show it to you.
one of our one of our viewers is, of course, longtime friend, family member, and creative director of Tegan and Sarah, Emmy Story. Big shout out to Emmy for tuning in for today's program. She had a few comments about your story or your tale about the deck. She's saying you forced everyone to work on the deck and make the deck, that you never told anybody that you were planning on selling the house. And I just wonder if you'd like to give Emmy an apology.
I don't,
Um,
and my recollection is that Emmy made a lot of sandwiches and alcoholic beverages, but she didn't do much more than maybe like an hour of screwing on the deck, and that was it. That sounds weird, but
that sounded awful. That was terribly, I don't even know. We should just get right away from all that. Um, okay, so you moved. So we're both here in the city with, we have lots of plants. One update I wanted to give, um, I'm very distracted by Emmy's comments in a good way. But one thing I wanted to show is that on the first, Where Does the Good Grow last year, I showed this plant,
yeah,
which was cuttings from grandma's plant that Mom gave a lot of us, and it continues to grow. But look it's got a flower. Can you see it? Sort
yeah,
of,
I
it's
can
got a,
see it.
you see that? This
Yeah.
is you and I. We both got the same cuttings. This is how big mine is because my house is like a greenhouse.
Well,
Do you?
bigger is not always better.
Well, in this case, it is because this plant is doing extremely well.
This,
Um,
I just want to say,
which
since
leads me to my next question. Your plant is doing great. I'm just saying mine
it's doing really well.
is like on steroids. But um, while you were waiting to move into your new place, you and Stacy lived at my apartment.
Yeah.
Sophie and I, we went elsewhere. So it wasn't the four of us here together, just you guys and the cats. Um, and Mom came over the other day, and we went through to sort of do an assessment of my plants because I had been gone for a couple months. And we ended up having to get rid of a lot of my, like, not a lot of my plants, but like a bunch of plants because they didn't make it through. They didn't make it through COVID, but specifically through being here with you guys. I don't think that that has anything to do with the care you gave the plants. I think that clearly they missed me,
Hmm.
maybe. Um,
I mean, I'm not sure which plants didn't make it. I can tell you that there were a number of plants that you had out on your deck that had come inside and didn't like living inside.
they didn't, but they had to
Eh,
come inside. There was nothing.
There was nothing that could be done. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of plants, like a
I know,
lot of
I know.
plants.
I do have a lot of plants, and partly it's because they just grow. No joke. I get a
Yeah.
lot of
You should bring them
sun.
to,
I
you
get a lot of
also,
sun all day long, and so they grow, and then I have to replant them or repot them, and I often break them into molt. Like a lot of my plants are just growing from it. Just they keep growing. I mean, it's really wild.
yes, we understand how
I
plants
just
work.
wanted to show one more plant of yours because you and Stacy forgot. You brought your plants here. They lived
Yeah.
here while you were waiting to move into your new place. And you guys took all your plants home, but you didn't take this one.
Yeah, we don't want
Um,
it.
I know. I can see it's a beautiful pot, but it's not doing well.
It's why we left it at your place. We were like, it's just not gonna,
I
she's
don't think
not
you can see
happy.
it, but there's a spider living on it. And then I don't even understand what's happening in the dirt there. I just wanted to let you know that immediately following Where Does a Good Grow, that I'm going to throw that plant away, if that's okay with you.
You should throw it away.
um, Otherwise, though, the plants did great. You guys did an excellent job. Um, you guys did something really nice for me while you were staying here. Do you want to tell
Yes,
everybody
we
what you did?
Yes, well, when we got to your apartment, we learned really quickly that you had an important piece of your kitchen was broken and unusable, and had been so for 3 years, which seemed to me, um, I don't know if it's like you have a keen sense of compartmentalization, or you're we should be worried about your mental health. But I was like, how could you have let this go on for 3 years? It's madness. And so we changed out your kitchen faucet.
That's right. Now, the faucet itself was not broken.
Right, but there was a piece of your faucet that was broken, and so we replaced your entire faucet, and it looks much nicer now.
So the part of my faucet that was broken was just the sprayer,
Yeah.
which was a separate thing. So the faucet
Well, to
worked
be
just fine.
honest, I mean, if you really want to get down to it, I actually thought your whole faucet situation was just bizarre. It was very short, and so it was not a very easy thing to use. And so we got you a proper industrial kitchen faucet, which is proportionate to the type of kitchen and sink that you have.
Correct. And I'm very appreciative.
Yes. And
But all my upper blinds are broken. None of them work anymore. So I want to know,
they were
did
all
you guys
working
put
when we
them, were you
left.
putting them up and down all the time?
Daily.
Like the
Is that not
top
what they're
ones?
for?
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering, like, how much use did they get? Is that why they all,
When you say the top blinds, you mean in the main floor of your apartment or in your bedroom?
no, on the main floor.
Right. So this is a bit because you also told me those were broken and you asked
No,
if I
only
could get them
one.
fixed.
Well, only one, because you guys told me
We
that they
never
didn't go up
used
and down.
we never used them. Not once, because it was another thing that you told us was broken, and I was like, wow, Tegan's just living in this like junked up apartment with everything broken and can't fix it for herself.
Well, I want to say publicly thank you so much for my new faucet, and I do really love it.
You're welcome.
It is leaking a little bit, but I'm gonna call the guy you got to install it to come fix that at some point in the next 3 years.
You know what? We just moved into a new house and multiple faucets were leaking. I mean, just it's a leaky world. I don't know what to tell you.
It's a leaky world.
They don't make it like they used to, is what I'd like to say.
Yeah. Someone just wrote, adulting is hard. It is hard, and I feel like I don't know if you feel this way, Sarah, but I feel like we've been traveling and touring for so long, and obviously both of us lived in the States for the last 10 plus years. And so I also feel like I'm experiencing what most people experience, which is that the more you use stuff, like eventually stuff breaks down. There's wear and tear, and I just this is the longest I've
Our grand, do
ever
you know
been
what?
in one place ever since like
Our our grandfather passed on a little bit of wisdom to me before he passed away, and I'd like to share it with you now. He said, upon giving me something that he had built for me, he said,
he didn't build it for you.
well, he built it and gave it to me specifically. It was a slot machine,
He
and
built
it
it,
had,
25 years went by, and then he was getting rid of his slot
yes,
machines, and he gave you
yes.
one.
So he gave it to me. This was when I was living in Montreal. Most of us have used them at places like Vegas now. It's like everything's digitized, but back in the olden days, there was a lever that you pulled down, and he gave me the slot machine, and he said you have to use it every once in a while. You got to pull the handle down.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it'll jam up and it won't work anymore. And I said, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to keep a little dish. It's a nickel machine. I said, I'm going to keep a little dish of nickels. I'm going to put it in every once in a while and pull it down. And he said, you pull it out. If you start pulling on it all the time, you're going to break the goddamn thing. That's what he said. So
Yeah.
I was left with the impression that there was no middle ground, and that whether you leave it alone or you pull on the lever, you're going to end up breaking it. So just enjoy it while you have it, is what I think he was trying to say.
100%. And so going back to what I was saying, I am absolutely enjoying my apartment, and being in it for the first time for a year straight has been really interesting, but everything is fucking broken now. And now even I feel like I should move, but I'm not going to. Um, So, okay, there's a few things that have come up on the screen that I'm making. I just want everyone to know I am slow. I'm sort of t taking it in while trying to listen to Sarah as well. We have some questions about how Holiday and Mickey took the move, Sarah. Um, for those tuning in, Sarah just moved. She no longer has the garden.
Yeah.
She was, her and her partner sat down, had a heart to heart about the bear incident that happened last year. They decided they wanted to move. And everyone's wondering what happened with the cats. How are they doing?
Holiday is doing great. I'll be honest with you, she didn't like your apartment.
Yeah.
She was very smart. She's a very smart cat. And to her, there was an unsettling feeling about your main space because birds fly by constantly. And, as a small cat, bush dweller type, she knew that there were predators everywhere. And so
Are
she did not
cats
like your
bush
apartment.
are cats bush dwellers? I don't think
These
so.
cats are. Yes, these cats are.
Okay.
And so she was very uncomfortable in the main space, and I could tell that she was uncomfortable. Mickey's an idiot, so he thought it was great. We moved to the new place. Holiday loves it. You'd think she's lived her entire life. Mickey was adjusting fine, although in the last week he's peed on the floor 3 times, so we had to move the litter box. What we've determined, or what we're hoping, fingers
Which, by the
crossed,
way, you moved the litter box right in front of the door, the front door, right
that's
next
where
to
he
the,
was peeing. That's
yeah,
where he was peeing.
you put it right where he was peeing, and that also happens to
Hmm.
be your living room. And last night, as we watched the Oscars, all the cats pooped, and then you just go over and you clean the poop. I mean, it's a good way to get the poop right out because it's like right there with you.
It's right there. And it's not ideal. It's not what we want, but according to all the research I did, once a cat just starts peeing in one place, there's nothing you can do except put the litter box there, kill it. So we're putting the litter box there and see what happens. And yeah, it doesn't feel great. I will say this, there is a very steep set of stairs. The our house has a big steep stairwell, and Mickey is a little bit rounder than he once was, and his legs are quite short. And I think
Hmm.
he was having a very challenging time getting up and down the stairs. And I think it was his way of saying, I would prefer if the bathroom was here, and I don't want to go upstairs. It's too hard. I mean, and the truth is, I'm a grown up human, and I find it hard to get upstairs. So if I was Mickey, I don't know, maybe we're son of a bitch or son of a bitches for putting it up at the top of the stairs, but he showed us, and now the toilet is right at the front door where he wants it. So,
I love that.
hmm.
Um, another question was about there's been a few people asking for me to show Georgia. I just want to acknowledge that Georgia's not here. Georgia most days goes to work with Sophia. Thank God. Because my goodness, she's a lot of work. So
Yeah.
I get a little break during the day, but she usually comes home in the afternoon. But sadly, she's not here for me to show. But Georgia's doing great.
Hmm.
Um,
That's great. That's great. And you also moved in recent months since we had our last Where Does the Good Grow? You're now living out in the wilderness. Not This is your obviously your apartment in the city because you're bougie like that, but you do have now
I
a
have a cabin.
getaway. You have a
Yes,
cabin. Cabin is one way to put it. It's a very nice. It's a
it's a
very nice cabin.
it's a nice cabin, but it was a cabin built in
Does it have
1972.
does it have electricity, or does it
Well, cabins have electricity.
is
Well,
the
yeah,
faucet from 1972?
the faucet is new. The former owner did a really nice renovation. But it's a very um different lifestyle than the one that I've been living. That's for sure.
Hmm.
But I am enjoying it very much. It's on a little island off the coast here.
Hmm.
Um, and but it's nice to be back in the city.
Hmm.
I missed the city and the apartment. Kind of missed you guys. Um, it was nice to see you. Now I can go again. But it does
Last
not have a
night,
hot tub.
actually, last night
Someone
while
was
we
asking
were,
about the hot tub, but no, it doesn't have a
I see
hot tub.
that.
I
Last
live on
night,
one of the islands where you have to be very careful. There's a lot of rules around water. So
yes, yeah.
we just
Everyone
like
should be, everyone really needs to be water conscious, especially as we are approaching the spring and summer seasons.
correct.
Last night we were watching the Oscars
Hmm.
at my place, and Stacy asked you when you were planning on departing, and when you said, "Oh, I might be leaving on Friday," Mom's exclaimed, "That makes me so sad," and I actually thought she was going to start crying. Do you want to talk publicly about how you two are best friends and how this has been really hard for her because now she's been left with her second favorite child instead of her first?
Well, for the record, there's it's like an hour and 20 minutes from here, so it's not that far. And for those tuning in from not Canada, The vaccine rollout has been very slow here, although much quicker than most of the world. So I feel very much like I would never complain because I feel like we shouldn't complain, but it's been very slow here. And so the COVID numbers have been climbing in a lot of places because of variants. So there are a lot of restrictions still throughout
Okay, God,
most
bring
of
it
Canada. I'm
down.
giving context. I'm giving context. You brought
God.
up mom. I'm giving context. So
I
mom,
feel like I'm watching like the National on CBC. We get it. It's everything is shit. Moving,
everything
let's
is
go
shit.
on.
And so there's a travel ban on, like where your restrictions on. And so unfortunately, mom can't come visit, but when she can, she's welcome to come anytime. And yes, she was saying that she's sad because we're gonna go back. I mean, this is my home, but we are going back there, and it's I am sad. I miss everybody. I mean, I haven't gone to a restaurant with friends in over a year, and I haven't gone to a restaurant with you guys, and I haven't, seen my friends or hugged anybody, and
We were
it's
in a restaurant. Um,
me and you. I
yeah,
said
you
with
haven't
friends.
got.
I was very clear about saying with friends. You are in my
Okay.
bubble because you have no friends, so I know that you don't have COVID. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's been really great though, and I saw some people asking if Georgia likes the cabin. She does, and that's part of the reason why we're out there a lot right now because she gets lots of off leash time and outdoor time. There's mink that live on the island, and secretly hoping that Georgia and a mink become friends. But I don't think that that will happen. But Georgia
Hmm.
seems really, really happy on the
That's
island.
great.
Yeah,
So one of the biggest parts of deciding to do a Where Does the Good Grow Again is because if you all recall, when we started doing these Instagram lives last year, we also launched a t-shirt subscription, which
that's
was
right.
like it was a fun way for us to, um, I guess, sort of reinvigorate and excite ourselves to be working, quote unquote, working again and thinking creatively. And so we were like, we're going to do these Instagram lives and we're going to come up with some new fun merch ideas. And then we also decided we were going to Zoom with the subscription club, which was
Yeah.
so fun. Those ended up being mostly a hour-long interview with people's pets. We met some iguanas, tarantulas, parrots, dogs, cats, bunnies, guinea pigs, stuffed animals. Those count. The Zooms were such a breath of fresh air during such a dark time. It is no longer as dark as it once was, but we decided we wanted to launch for spring and summer, at least spring and summer in this neck of the woods, our second t-shirt subscription. It went live today, and you have until May 6th to
Correct.
sign up for the subscription. You get four shirts. They're a surprise it's four shirts for the price of three, which basically means you get one free shirt. And you get to have a Zoom call with us and the rest of the amazing people who join our t-shirt subscription. It's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. Tegan, are you excited about it?
I am excited about it. The t-shirt subscription was sort of like my highlight of 2020. It was,
Yeah.
when the pandemic hit, we had to cancel all of our touring, and we had to basically like be done. We'd put out our book High School and our record Hey I'm Just Like You, and it was sort of like over, and the subscription was sort of the light in the dark because um it was really fun to see people's response to getting their shirts in the mail. And it was really, really fun to do the Zooms every month. I really like looking in people's apartments and meeting everyone's animals. And I also feel like I feel like, well, we talked a lot about this on Where's the Good Grow, I think last year, but it's just, I forget sometimes that we're artists because I feel like there's so much work stuff, like doing press and interviews and traveling, and like it's sometimes just, I forget that it's just like fun to be a band and be creative, and there's just something really fun about getting to put new merch out and getting to see everybody wear the t-shirts. And I don't know, I just like felt very like happy about that last year. So I'm hoping to bring back that feeling. So I was really glad that everybody
Absolutely.
agreed that we should do it again.
Yes, I'm very excited. Okay, so I'm like scanning comments just to make sure that we don't miss anything. There's a few people talking about how expensive shipping is. Yeah, no kidding. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish we controlled it. It's very expensive to ship things. We also annoyingly have to limit where we can send the shirts again, because if you think it's expensive to have a t-shirt shipped in North America, oh boy, try shipping something to Australia. It's basically got to be carried by a guy named Jim onto a steamship, and then he has to go across the ocean, and he has to stop in like every country, and then he eventually gets to Australia and gives you the shirt, and it's like $10
I
million
know it was
dollars.
hard.
It's a lot, but I'm really excited about the subscription. I'm glad some of you have already signed up. We are going to be harassing you about this in the coming days because we want everybody to have a chance to sign up. The big thing with the t-shirt subscription is that these shirts, they're not just, you can't just like get these shirts anytime you want. These are shirts that end up being limited to the subscription club. We have a little window sometimes where we let people buy them briefly, but like this is a special thing. The Zoom is, I get it. Like, you don't want to necessarily think of it like you're paying for the Zoom experience, but you know what? I would pay to hang out with your iguanas and tarantulas again. So I'm going to also sign up for the subscription myself. I just want to make that public declaration.
Wow, breaking news.
I'm going to sign up for the subscription so I can be a part of the Zoom.
I love it. All right. Well, so I'm really excited about the subscription, but that's not the only news we have. If you've
No.
been living under a rock the last week, then you might have missed that we did a collaboration with an amazing band called Beach Bunny.
Yeah.
They put out a song called Cloud Nine last year, and it's exploded. It was everywhere, and it's such a great song. And through the magic of knowing the same people, the idea of a collaboration came up, and we got to go into the studio, which was fucking thrilling because we hadn't been in the studio for a long time, and we got to cut new vocals and sing a verse and sing a chorus. And one of the things that Lily, who's the singer of Beach Bunny, mentioned that fans had been asking them to do was to have a version of the song where they had more than just he pronouns, because the song originally just had he pronouns in them. And so we sang a chorus with she, and Lily cut a new chorus where she sings they. So that song is out. It's called Cloud Nine. You can find it all the places that you get music. And there's a lyric video, which we had to shoot in our separate houses. Sarah's cat
Yeah.
Holiday got a cameo. How do you decide if you're gonna have Mickey in or Holiday in? Like, I feel like,
Mickey would never tolerate, like Holiday doesn't like it, but she's a much more understanding creature. And so if I were to grab Mickey and try to hold him like that and dance with him, he would wriggle his way
me too.
out. He's just not interested. Yeah.
Well, it was a really fun collaboration. And then also for people who watched Where's the Good Girl last year, you know that I became quite the fanatic of a band called Pom Pom Squad, and they put out a song last week called Head Cheerleader, which I sang vocals on. So that's out as well, and you should support and go
Yeah.
check that out. We have a few other collaborations in the pipeline. We can't tell you about them. We can't tell you anything about them today, but um, there's some pretty exciting stuff coming. Do you feel
Yeah,
excited? It's so fun to put music out.
it is fun to put music out, and it's also fun. There's going to be some announcements coming in the next week or two that I think will make everybody really excited and happy. Specifically,
Yeah, next Monday, right?
yes, specifically, I think it'll make anybody happy who read High School, our book High School. I think
Oh,
that
good tease. Good
if you
tease.
were excited about that book, then you might be excited about this. If you haven't read High School, you can listen to the audiobook. That's all out there. Now it really is an infomercial. Okay, what else can we cover quickly before we get off the Instagram live? Let me think. Did you like the Oscars last night? That was kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I've really missed being able to go to the movies and see movies because I don't watch a ton of
Oh,
movies at home.
me too.
So, but I was really excited by a lot of the movies that won and a lot of the speeches, and it was nice to sort of see a different kind of show. But I'll say I'm like pretty over watching like award shows and concerts from home. I'm pretty excited
I
that the
know.
world's opening up a little bit. Well, I shouldn't say the world, but certain parts of the world are opening up. Although I know a lot of people, when we messaged about this today, were like hoping that we were going to announce that we're going to go on tour, but we're not this year. That's not going to happen. But I'm
I
really
know.
excited to see so many bands announcing their tours, and I'm also very excited to sit on the sidelines and see how that goes. And then
Uh-huh. I
decide what
can't
to
wait to
do.
go. I'm excited to go to concerts and movies and to be back out in the world in a socialized way as like just a viewer or a fan or whatever. Like that's really exciting to me. I actually thought I wondered if the first time I would be at a concert would be ours But now that I know it for sure won't be, I'm excited. Actually, Beach Bunny's going to play in Vancouver in December. I can't wait to go.
I know at the Biltmore. I'll see you there probably, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe I could meet up with you beforehand. A few other little things that came up, Sarah, before you joined the chat. I was talking about how I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. We shot a bunch of things a couple weeks ago. There'll be more news on that. So, like everyone watching, be excited. We went into the studio and we shot 5 videos or 6 videos and acoustic performances of songs. And we're going to release those really soon. And so I kind of kept my hair as it's been because I feel this compulsion to have us look like twins. But I think tomorrow I'm going to go in and cut all my hair off.
Good for you.
Although people are writing in all cap locks, no haircut. So, I mean, I'm sorry. It's kind of like how my girlfriend in high school felt when I said I was going to cut all my hair off. But,
You got to do you.
you
You
know what
have
I
to
want to
just
do
do
is
you.
I'm not going to cut it all off, but I want my neck back. You know, like today I
Totally.
straightened it a bit, but my hair, like yours, is like it's very curly and it just covers it. And I see pictures and it's like as if my hair is a circle, like it's like this. It's like it's almost like I have a neck beard in every photo and video, and I'm tired of it. I want my neck back.
I think that's great. It's summer. Why not? I think you should buzz cut it. If I really was gonna if I was gonna do something serious right now, I would shave my head and I would
What do you
bleach
mean
it
if you're
or
gonna do something serious? What does that mean?
like I'm not gonna like give myself like a short haircut. Like I would just be extreme.
Like, okay, so if you were gonna go get a haircut tomorrow, what kind of haircut would you get?
I would get a buzz cut and
You
maybe
would
I would
sh
bleach it.
you'd shave your head and bleach it.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm not doing anything with it because this took a long time to grow and I'm just gonna keep growing it and growing it and growing it till it's like down to my butt and then we'll see what happens.
I want to give a shout out to Emmy and Angela. Thank you. Free the neck. Um, okay, well, I'll keep you posted, but I am tomorrow going to go in and get like a proper haircut. Yeah, I'm tired of neck beard. Um, but yours looks fine. We have like different faces. Like even though we're identical twins, like I feel like my jaw, like I just feel like I have a bigger head than you or something like that. I don't know. And so your head looks like it's like floating on a pillow of hair, whereas like my hair looks like it's growing out of my neck. I don't know. I can't explain it. So
Gotta do what you gotta do. Can't wait to see that post. When you post it after you get it, don't forget to remind everybody that what we're out here advertising is a t-shirt subscription. So if you post any photos this week, just don't forget to put some asterisks at the bottom and remind people. Don't
well,
let this opportunity fly by, is all I have to say.
what, the t-shirt subscription?
That's right.
That's right. Everybody should join the subscription, but also like there's so many other cool things happening too. I mean, I could go on forever, ever, ever. You seem like you want to get out of here. I mean, like, are you in a rush? Do you have somewhere to go?
I mean, I was working. I do have a job, so I'm actually working today.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
am. I'm very busy. I have quite a
I know.
number of projects going on, and this
Oh,
is
do you
while
really? What kind of stuff are you into right now? What are
while
you
this
working
is
on?
fun, it is definitely breaking my flow at work during my work
Mhm.
hours. So I'd like to get back to working over here in the forest.
A lot of people brought up that you have this Albert Einstein. She isn't working
Yes,
today. What is up with the Albert Einstein there?
I've had Albert for, I mean, many years. Actually, Emmy bought it for me from a cranky old man in Montreal many years ago at a he was sort of had one of those odds and end shops that are like a garage sale, but when you go in, they are bitter and mad that you're inside. And when you ask what the price is on things, they yell at you, and you're like, "But why do you have a store then?" And
Yeah.
so, but she eventually got him to negotiate down, and she bought that for me. And it's an oil painting, and I recently had it reframed. Um, Give it a little refresher, put some UV glass on it. Don't know what to tell you. Like it's just, and he just
The
comes
the
with me
UV glass is
wherever I go.
smart. That's smart because
Especially for an oil painting, you
no,
know?
but anything because like when I moved into my current
Not oil.
place,
It's not oil. Sorry. It's not an oil painting. I don't know why I keep saying that. Sorry.
okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Either way, you got to protect it because when I moved into my
Yeah.
current place, as you know, my office is basically a greenhouse, and I
Yeah.
framed a blueprint from Grandma and Grandpa's house, and within 6 months it was gone. Like it was just a kind of dry piece of orange
Yeah.
paper, a giant.
So So
and
you
send it to me.
actually, so you actually neglected a piece of history and it was lost
Yes,
to your due to
but
negligence.
yes. Well, I didn't know. I mean, how do you know? That's like yet one of many things that they don't teach you that that would be more useful than what I
It never
learned.
occurred
Like
to you,
I didn't
like, do
need.
you have
I've never needed trigonometry, but I would have been super helpful for someone to say, "Hey, when you become an adult, if you ever have a apartment that faces the sun, you should definitely use UV glass on all of your artwork, or else it just
well,
gets
you
like
wear, but
eaten
you
by the
know
sun."
that, but right, but you understand that your face can get eaten by the sun, so you put sunblock on. You didn't think if you put a delicate piece of paper, history, our grandfather's blueprints from a house that he built in our childhood, you thought, oh, I'll slap that on the wall with the sun on it and nothing will happen to it. But my face must be very careful with that. You didn't make the link between those two things.
I'm definitely more careful with my face than I was with that blueprint. There's absolutely no defending that. But the one thing is that I took like 4 or 5 copies of it, so I have others. So it's not lost forever. I have it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
a few other things that have popped up. If you've got a few minutes left, Sarah, before you have to run off and get back to work. But a few people have brought up something very important, potentially the most important reason, and I know for me was why I agreed to do this. Where does the good grow? Um, when do I get my fucking hat back?
I don't know which hat you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. You took my toque, which I've had for 9 years. It's one of the things I've owned longest, and I want it back.
Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe it sat in the sun and lit on fire this weekend. We don't know.
What about my jeans?
You shouldn't wear those anyway. Apparently, according to TikTok, if you wear skinny jeans and have a side part, you're a big old loser. So you should just thank your lucky stars that I took your skinny pair of jeans and donated them to other 40-year-olds in need. And you should just get with the times, get
I
with the
don't
times,
understand that. Like,
loosen
what is
up.
the side part? Like, look at how bad I look with the middle part. I can't have a middle part. Hold on.
Apparently, young people, when they see you, they think you look better with the middle part, and when you use the side part, you
When
just
you're
seem
saying
old.
they think you're talking about old people, not me. They're not like specifically, teenagers aren't out on the prowl looking for me.
Probably they are. Probably every time you
I
think that
can't
you're
even
walking
do
by.
a middle part. Hold on.
Well, you have to practice it. It needs to be wet hair. You have to treat. You have to train your hair. Even like that would be fine.
That's fine.
I think you look fine. I'm just saying, like, if you think to yourself, oh, I'm so cool, and you're wearing your tight black jeans and your side part, and you're walking down the streets, like you look as old as time to them. Like they just are like, oh, get out of the way, old lady with your skinny jeans, and they laugh at us. They laugh at the way that we have. And you want to know what the fucking irony is? That all of the things that they're doing right now with their middle parts and their baggy clothes, we
It's
did
the
that. That's
90s.
actually
Yeah.
from the 90s. We
Well,
invented that.
okay, you know what? Honestly, that makes you seem really old that you just said that.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, when they're like, oh, your side part and your skinny jeans. Well, by the way, I have bangs and I wear baggy clothes. So I'm actually not side part skinny pants. But I will say that, like, when I
You
see
do,
those,
what are you talking about? You wear skinny jeans. You were wearing my,
I
that's how
don't,
I know you took my jeans because you were wearing them.
they're actually kind of loose on me, but it's not because
Oh
they're not
my
skinny
God.
pants. I'm not saying they're not, but like the really skinny, skinny jeans, like people now when they see you wearing those, they're like, that better be yoga pants. If that's jean material, like you're out of date.
I don't know.
It's so sad. But, you know, I'm not trying to make fun of young people. When we were young, we made fun of old people too. You know, it's just that's how the world works. That's how you are sad when the tiger comes into your cave and takes the older, weaker person, is because you have a primal instinct to be like, well, they asked for it. You know, like that's
I
just how
think
it
that
is.
okay, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, you talk about being old a lot. You group me in when you do that, but I'm not old. So I'm
Well,
sorry that you feel old.
mature. No, mature. Lived. I've lived a lot and I have a maturity and I've been through a lot of different fashion cycles. Young people right now, this is their first time having their own fashion cycle, and then that they turn on those of us who invented the style that they're currently doing. You know, I just think like pay homage to your elders is all I'm saying.
I see. Do you think that perhaps you're spending too much time on TikTok, that you're worried about these things? Because I don't think these are real world issues. I promise you, if you walk past a teenager, they're not like, she got a side part under that hat.
No, well, if I was wearing a hat, they would just be like, they'd probably think I was like someone's mom and I had to rush out to go and get like yogurt from the store and I didn't have time to put my hair into a center part.
You don't look like somebody's mom.
The other day I was at the liquor store and I forgot my identification
Yes.
and I was wearing a mask and the guy was like, "Do you have ID?" And I was like, "Ah, I don't." And I told him the story of what had happened to my ID. And so he called his manager over and it was Friday night, so there was like a
Why
long
did you
line of
not have
people.
ID?
I had to get my address changed on my ID, so I had to surrender my ID to the government, and then they send it back to you with the changed address. So I was like, I have my passport on my a digital copy. Can I show you that? And he was like, I don't know. He was like, I don't understand because he was young. So he was like, a digital passport. What is that? Is that like a vaccine passport? Anyways, he called his manager over. The manager comes over, and she was an older person as well. And she said, I told her what I told him, and she said, step back 6 feet, which I was like alarmed. So I like stepped back 6 feet and she said, take your mask off. And I took my mask off. Like went like this, like pretend this is, hold on. Here's my mask. Okay. So I stepped back and she says, take your mask off. And I did. And my mask was like here, like this. She goes, yeah, you're fine. Like I hadn't even, it barely was down and she just looked at my face without the mask and she was like, yeah, you're old. That's fine.
um, okay. All right.
And then I was like, I kind of feel bad about that. And she was like, no, I can just tell.
Yeah,
And I was like,
I
okay.
yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? Honestly, I don't want to tell you, but I mean, you keep wearing your baseball cap and your wide leg jeans, and people will think that you're young.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why
So
I'm
you're
like flipping
fine.
my cat. Yeah. It's not even
Yeah,
about
very
being
youthful.
young. I don't think it's about being young. For me, it's about being um on trend, you know? Like, and I think when you start to feel like you're not on trend, then you have this sense like, oh, well, what else am I losing grip on? Like, have I lost touch about like what the rest of the world is doing? Because like I remember thinking that about other people, like when they'd be like, oh, this email or this social media or whatever, and you like laugh and you're like, get out of the way, old timer, like, like get with the program. But now that we're at the age where people are laughing at us, I'm like, okay, well, what else have we lost touch with? Like, what else are we saying and doing wrong? And
I
there is
see.
a sensitivity about it. It's not about old. I like the way I look. I like my crooked teeth. I like my bangs. Like, I'm not looking for validation, but I am like, if they see me out of touch that way, then like, oh God, what other mistakes am I making? You know?
Well, folks, that's a whole other episode of Where's the Good Girl, though. But thank you for candidness, Sarah. A lot of positive comments about embracing your age and aging. Also, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of comments about MILFs being hot, but Sarah's not a MILF, you guys, because the M in
I'm not
MILF is
a mother, and I'm not a mother. I'm a
yeah.
dad. So if you want to call me something, you call me a DILF.
You know what the D could stand for in a DILF as well is a dyke I'd like to fuck. And that feels fitting because it is Lesbian Visibility Day today.
There you
So
go. What a great
hashtag
bookend.
hashtag it's Lesbian Visibility Day. Sarah's a DILF. Let's get that trending. This was a delight. Um, you guys are all wonderful. There were so many familiar names and people that tuned into last year's Where's a Good Girl. Thank you for sticking with it. We hope that all of you will subscribe to the T-shirt subscription club. I'm going to do one last infomercial for it and then we're going to sign off. But I hope all of you are doing well out there and taking care of yourself. The subscription, it launches today. And you have, I think, until Monday. Sorry, maybe Emmy can put it up on the screen. Until
May
when you
6th.
have May
It's
6th.
May 6th.
You have till May 6th to join the subscription. You get 4 t-shirts for the price of 3, and they're all surprises, which is really fun, especially when all novelty and excitement has been drained slowly out of our lives last year. So just imagine the joy you'll feel unboxing your t-shirts, and you get a Zoom along with your subscription, which is
Which
really
is
fun. If you
basically,
thought this
which
is
is
fun,
this.
if you thought this is fun, just imagine Sarah and I can actually see you and we can unmute you and talk to you because that's what we do on the Zoom. And I think that's it. So go listen to
Yeah.
Cloud9 with Beach Bunny and lots of love to them. They just launched a tour, so you should all go see them. And lots of love to Pom Pom Squad, who just put out Head Cheerleader, which is saying vocals on. Love them as well. Please support them. And all of you take care of yourselves. And Sarah, good luck on work today.
Thank you.
Hope your work
Thank you.
is well received.
Fruitful? Well, you make
Fruitful.
50, you know what? Whatever I earn today for us, you make 50% of. So don't,
Hey,
you know
I
what? Why don't you
understand.
take the day? You know what? Take the day off. You take the day off. I'll work for both of us and you take 50%.
You know what? I feel like that's been very much our whole career. There's like one of us is working really hard and the other one is cleaning.
There you go.
There you go. You guys are all
Goodbye,
wonderful out
everyone.
there. We'll see you soon. Be well. Wear your
Bye
masks.
bye.